notes. What's going on, everybody? This is TJ and I'm back with a brand new video. Today I'm going to be taking you guys through a drawing I did of my brand new character, Luna. I wanted to create a fun piece for her story a little bit more and to show a little bit more of her full costume design because I haven't really done that yet. I'm excited to take you guys along with me and I'm going to be exploring a little bit more about why I made the decisions I made with her and her character and her story overall. Certain aspects of what she means to me and what those decisions mean to me as a whole, and I'm really excited to share them. Also, if you stick around to the end of the video, I have a little bit of a surprise at the end of this video that I alluded to in my last video. So you gotta stick around to see that. Anyway, let's get started. So for this piece, I really wanted to do a piece of my character walking towards the camera, head down, and I found a great reference for this and was able to develop this sketch. And basically this sketch is just holding the sword, walking towards the camera. I liked the pose, I liked it a lot. And I was like, okay, I can use this because I feel like it really gives off some of the energy that I like about this character in general. Unfortunately, I chose a piece where you can't see her eyes, but I thought that really added to a little bit of the mood of the piece, you know? So at first, when I started this, I really wanted to do her walking away from the city skyline. Similar to my last video on Luna, I wanted to develop a city skyline, but I don't know, every time I've done it, I haven't really enjoyed the vibe that it's giving off. I went through here and really tried my best to get the city looking as good as I could. I designed this whole entire skyline with a night sky, and then I had her walking on this rooftop with a railing in the background, and I thought, this could work, but as I kept going, I just was not liking it, and it wasn't giving the right feel to it. Earlier in the week, I had an idea of her walking away from these vampires that she fights so frequently, so I was like, let me do something with that. I'm getting excited for Daredevil Born Again coming out soon, and I thought about how much I love that show, so I decided to go back and look at some of the imagery to see if I could find any reference for it. What I found was imagery of Daredevil standing in front of this big yellow window that was broken up by black bars, looking like the frame of the window, of course, and I just loved it. I also loved the harsh light coming down from the ceiling directly onto the character, and I thought this could be perfect. So I took a complete 180 from the skyline and decided to develop this into my piece instead. When developing this, I decided to change the light to red to really match the character and the vibe that I kind of set a precedent for in my last pieces. To me, I thought this was the perfect opportunity for me to try and add those vampires into the background and develop this story a little bit more and tell a story through the piece a little bit more. So I started adding different eyes, and I couldn't really figure out how many vampires I wanted in the scene, how many of them were going to be able to be seen, what was the perspective on that. But I ended up deciding to go with a smaller amount. The reason why I went with this smaller amount is I felt like it was more believable. Looking like they're stacked on top of each other didn't make a lot of sense to me. So what I decided to go with was a smaller amount of them that looked like they were believably standing next to each other and behind each other. So I went with a smaller amount to do that. I really liked how this kind of gave a vibe like she just does not care about these vampires behind her. And it developed this story in my head where I was like, what if she has just slain a few of those vampires? What if she has just fought and slain them? Almost like it was a warning for them to back off or she'll come for them as well. And I decided having her walking away, just confident, head down, like I really don't care about you guys. This is a warning to you to stay away from me. I thought that could be the perfect thing for this piece. As I kind of get into some of the rendering, I thought, let me talk about a little bit more of this character and why she means so much to me. Not only did I decide to make all her personality things that are just near and dear to my heart, like horror movies, you know, the love of horror movies, the love of concerts and heavy metal rock music and a whole punk vibe, but there's also deeper stuff hidden in there. Obviously, her change to a vampire is almost like battling this inner darker side, which I feel like we all kind of have. Something that is just trying to push its way out as much as possible, and I feel like these are the things that we push down, you know? And I've struggled with this in the past as well. Things that I just keep pushing down, pushing away. I felt like this was the perfect way to give an example of that in my character. Having that duality of two different personas almost. I felt like that metaphor there, which has been done before, but I just really wanted to show it in my own character. Having that dark side that you try to hide, but depending on the circumstance might have to come out, is something that I thought would be perfect for this character. And Luna has that, right? She has a ring that keeps her at bay, but if that ring is removed, that dark side and those things she tries to repress are gonna rear their head and be completely seen to the world. I think we all struggle with things, and for me, I wanted Luna to be a character that represents all of those things. The good, amazing parts of ourselves, as well as the darker side that we try to hide, and I thought this would be a perfect way to represent that, and I really wanted to because that is very, very dear to my heart and is important to me. I really wanted my character to embody that strong female protagonist that all these other enemies of hers would fear. A warrior that just did not care and was ready to slay anybody that was in her way. When it comes to this piece though, I really enjoyed doing the lighting. This harsh lighting coming from the top, I had to really wrap my head around where that would hit, but I think I did a decent job of showing it, giving a little bit of the backlight from the window, but the majority of the light on her is coming from this spotlight hitting her from the top, and I thought that would be a really cool look, and I wanted to make sure that there was a hard light layer on there. If you don't know what a hard light layer is, it is a setting on Photoshop that basically just gives it this glowing effect. You can use color, you can use white, whatever it is, it's going to give a nice glowing effect that makes it look brighter, which I think is useful in almost every single painting that you might do. So getting later into the piece, when I had the opportunity to throw blood into the scene, I knew I had to go with it, and I felt like putting a lot of blood on the sword towards the end made the most sense. Blood on the sword in the end really, I mean, it just helps tell the story even more, right? If there's blood on this sword, then we know she was just in a battle and she just vanquished some of these enemies. Now, these enemies are up for interpretation. Maybe these were the vampire leaders of this specific cult. Maybe they weren't. Maybe they were just some of their friends in the background. I wanted to make sure that the vampires in the back looked angry at her, not scared, but completely rage-filled, while she just walks away nonchalant. And we all know that I love drawing blood. I don't know why. Call it my horror roots, I don't know, but I love drawing blood, and I love doing this splatter effect with the blood as well. Using a splatter brush as well as some hard lines, I think creates a really cool bloody look that looks sort of realistic and sort of make-believe, and I like teetering on that line. So with all of that, here is my finished final painting using the full body design of my character. This was such a fun piece to make. It took me quite a few hours though, because I kept trying to wrap my head around the wrinkles on the pants and a few other things, but for the most part I'm very happy with how all of it came out. If you'd like to look at it a little bit closer, you can always click on my Instagram. I have all of my pieces on there that you can view easily, so link is in the description if you want to check that out. I've just enjoyed working on this character, and you can definitely expect to see more pieces of her in the near future. But if you've made it this far, now is time for the part I've been hinting at. I'm going to show a sneak peek of one of my new characters that should be coming soon. Now, this character is currently unnamed. I've been throwing around a few. If you have any ideas in the comments, you can always shoot them, but I'm going to give a little bit of a synopsis of this character. She is going to be Luna's best friend and the polar opposite of her, where Luna is more dark, more punk vibe. This character is more light, more bubbly, is like the ray of sunshine in this dark world. She's going to be the tech person, smart as heck, and very talkative and very fun and loving. Everything about her is like the light to Luna's darkness. I wanted that duality there as well, so they could bounce off each other. I really like that idea, and I really wanted to do that. While this new character may not be a ton from my own personality other than my constantly positive demeanor, I thought this character would be able to bounce off Luna, and it would be so cool to be friends with each other. The unlikeliest of pairs making a great friendship in the darkest of worlds. Now for her design, you can see that I have a little bit of an idea. I've decided that I think glasses and some longer hair would be a nice little contrast to the short hair of Luna. When looking at the color scheme that I've been kind of thinking about, I'm thinking green hair with a yellow shirt, just really emphasizing that loving nature, that joy. A lot of those inspirations come from Inside Out and the character of Joy, and a few other characters that have that bubbly personality. Obviously, I have not fully developed this character. This is just a sneak peek into some of the sketches and design work that are going into it. I probably will make a full video on her in the future once she is fully developed, so you guys can see and be excited for that when it comes. But I really thought it would be fun to give you guys a little sneak peek on her, as she is going to be just as important as Luna is. There'll be so important to each other in this dark world that I have created, or that I'm creating, I guess. The majority of this video was about creating another piece with Luna, but I really wanted to give you guys that little sneak peek, and I just throw it in there and get you guys excited for something hopefully coming in the near future. Not totally sure when, but hopefully soon. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a really fun one to make, and I enjoyed making this piece as well. If you guys liked the video, please remember to like it and subscribe to see more, and leave a comment if you'd like. I love talking to people in the comments. So thank you guys again for tuning in. I hope to see you guys real soon. I will see you guys again next week for my next video. Anyway, see you guys later. Thanks again. Peace. Yeah.